So about a month or two ago, there was a brand new release, but it was a Middle Eastern release over in the UAE. Couldn't really get your hands on it. There was one release, I believe it was on Fragrance Buy, and I missed it. But luckily enough for me, one of my moderators, Newt, so thank you to Newt, he ended up getting it in and sending me a decant of it. So today, we're going to be doing a first impression of Paco Rabanne's Golden Oud, or 1 million Golden Oud. So without further ado, let's get it. What's good, my great smelling dudes? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me for yet another first impression of a new release designer here in 2023. One that is, again, a Middle Eastern UAE exclusive by the house of Paco Rabanne, or Rabanne, I should say. And before we get into that first impression, as always, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and if you turn on the notification bells to get my videos sooner, I'd greatly appreciate that. I also have Instagram and TikTok if you want to see some shorts, other stuff like that. With that said, again, this is really hard to come by. I know that it's a UAE exclusive, but some people in Europe that follow me, they said they can get it pretty easily. I'm not sure if that's true or not. All I know is that in the United States, it was only available on discounters, and it was available once or twice. And both times, or the one time, I can't remember if it was twice, it sold out in about 3 hours, and I wasn't around to buy it. With that said, one of my moderators, Newt, so thank you to Newt, he got in a bottle of it and sent this to me along with a few other fragrances I'm going to be reviewing soon. But today we're going to be doing my first impressions of Paco Rabanne's 1 million Golden Oud. So again, I do have this decant right here. I'm not sure. I don't have a focus on my phone. So with that said, I am going to spray on this decant here and let you guys know what I get from it. So it's called Golden Oud. It's called Golden Oud. So you're going to guess that it's going to be a heavy woody scent. I don't remember. I think I posted the notes for this about a month or two ago. I was very excited about it. If it's in the Paco Rabanne 1 million line, you're going to guess that it's going to have an ambery back tone. Most of them do. Most of them have a sweetness to it, but I can already smell it in the air. It's not going to be like those. Oh, that is potent. That is really nice, actually. It does not smell like a designer fragrance, though, but I can understand why it would be a designer fragrance in the Middle East. It actually should, at least from the opening here, it should be called golden leather. The leather in this is forward. It is very forward, a dark leather. There's some almost like a sweet and spiciness. I would guess some kind of saffron. There's definitely a little bit of nutmeg in here. That's nice. There is that Paco Rabanne 1 million ambery back tone, but it's not as prevalent as what you get with all the other ones. Like if you sprayed this on, you would not in a million years know that this was a Paco Rabanne 1 million fragrance. It's definitely woody, but it's not as woody as I had expected. It is as dark as I expected. I did not remember there being leather in this because, again, I only posted the notes and I wasn't really looking at them. But the leather in this is very nice. It's very high quality. Oh, geez. The leather in this is beautiful. There's also like a fruity tone to it that's kind of faded into the background, almost like an ambery fruity tone. But right now in the opening, it's leather, it's spicy, it's dark. It has a little bit of a woodiness under there, but it's not a heavy woodiness. It's definitely a darker scent. It's definitely a more masculine scent. Very, very high quality here. And then it has this like fruity amber back tone. But just picture, it's almost like a saffron nutmeg mixture with this fruity and ambery back tone, a little bit of woods, and then this beautiful black leather over top of it. Yes, this is nice. This is actually very nice. I can see what people are talking about now. This isn't going to be for everybody, though. Like, if you're somebody who likes designer fragrances and you're from the United States or Europe, this is probably not going to be something that you're going to enjoy. This is definitely more of a niche style fragrance. It's more personal enjoyment. But If you're somebody who likes your heavy leathers, like your Tom Ford Ambre leathers, your black ties, stuff like that, this is definitely going to be for you. The woods are coming in a little bit more now. So what I'm going to do, as I really enjoy this opening, I'm going to let it dry down for about a half hour, see where we get to. It's my first impression. And then I'll be right back, again, about 30 minutes to 45 minutes. All right, my dudes, so we are back, and it has been 30 minutes, so sometimes I wait a little bit longer, but this time I didn't really have to because it started to transition after about 15 to 20 minutes, and so I'm pretty confident with where we're at right now to be able to go through and do a semi-dry down breakdown of Paco Rabanne's 1 million Golden Oud. So I do still have to say that this should be called Paco Rabanne's 1 million Golden Leather, because the leather, while it is the most prominent note in the opening, as you get to the dry down, it's still a 50-50 partner with the woods and the spice. And the woods are never a prominent part of the fragrance and dominant over anything else. Like the leather is always there. At least that right now. I mean, maybe it gets further in and the woods start to pull up a little bit more. But when we first opened up, it was this really nice, a little bit potent, but a very nice, high quality leather that was mixed together with a little bit of a fruity and ambery tone, almost like ombre leather, black tie, in that realm. Mixed with that kind of 1 million ambery back tone, a little bit of a interesting spice from the nutmeg and saffron, providing a little sweet and spiciness, a little bit unique. But for the most part, it was a darker leather, a little bit woody, and a little bit of sweetness. But as we dried down, so after about 15 minutes, the leather started to become less than 75% of the fragrance and more of a 50-50 mix with that woody, ambery, slightly fruity tone and that spice. But it hasn't drastically changed. I have to say, after about 30 minutes, you can tell that this is going to be one of those fragrances that's going to be pretty linear as you get through into the dry down. I could be wrong, but right here at about a half hour, it is just, you added in a little bit more of that woodiness. As far as the oud is concerned, it's not animalic, it's not fecal, it's not anything like that. It might have a slight bit of animalic tone, but for the most part, it is a designer oud. This isn't as thick or rich as I expected it to be, but I do have to say that this is more situational than, it's pretty much as situational as I expected. I can see why this would do really well over in Middle Eastern, in the Middle East and UAE. It has that Middle Eastern Oriental spice. Yeah, it's a very nice fragrance. If you're looking for something that is a deeper, darker leather, it has a nice dark woods that comes in as well, mixed together with a slight aromatic tone, and then it has this semi-sweet amber and spicy back tone. That fruity accord that you get from the opening has pretty much all but dissipated at this point in time. But again, I still stand by that point. I still think that this should have been called Golden Leather. It's a very beautiful leather tone. It's like a leather, woody, ambery fragrance. That is what it is at its core. There's not really much else to write home about, but it is a very beautiful fragrance for what it's doing. Is it one that you can wear every day in the United States where I live? No, probably not. Unless you're someone who likes the more masculine fragrances. This is not going to be a mass appealing fragrance in the United States. And I do have to say, this is a very nice leather fragrance. If you're very familiar with something like Tom Ford's Ombre Leather, I had this already out. This is Amber and Leather by Maison Alhambra. It's a clone of Ombre Leather. It has very similar tones. I was actually smelling this, and while this is a little bit more less dark and has less of that unique spice, it is in the same realm where it is a leather ambery scent that has this nice dense woods that comes in after about 15 minutes. And then it has, again, a little bit more of a higher quality than that one, but it's definitely on par with something like Oud Wood, Ombre Leather, kind of like if you mash them together, which is why I said black tie, because to me, black tie is a nice leathery scent that has that fruitiness to it, a unique spice, and the only thing that you need to add in is that dense woods as you get to the dry down. Overall, I would give this fragrance an 8.5 for what it is. I think that it is amazing. Will I buy a full bottle? Yes. I would probably buy a smaller bottle if there is one available, just because I know that this is a situational fragrance. This is probably going to be more of a personal enjoyment fragrance as well. Definitely more for the fall and winter. I would not suspect that you would want to wear this in the spring and summer, but this is going to be an all-day fragrance for the for the fall and winter. Depending on what you like, this is going to be something that you're either going to love or hate. If you do not like heavy, dark fragrances that are very masculine, that have a slight ambery base, then it's really up to you. But I know that there's going to be some people out there that love this. I'm in between. I think that it is definitely an above average fragrance, and if there was a fragrance that had amber and leather in it that I would want to go for, this is the best designer fragrance to do that for. It's really on par with like Issey Miyake Noir Ambre with that leather and woods and stuff like that. It just doesn't have the vanilla. It has more of an ambery tone. So yeah, 8.5, 8.6. This is really nice. That is Paco Rabanne's 1 Million Golden Oud. Let me know if you've tried it, what you think about it. I will be wearing this more so I can get more information, performance, all of that. But it seems like it's going to be a big performer. I would have to guess at least 10 hours. But I could be wrong. You never know. Sometimes these fragrances dry down and they're gone. But yeah, let me know if you've tried it, what you think about it. That is my first impression. And again, I'll be back with another one. Peace out.